super duper crowded, and I was told Lynn I was going to stuff tissue up my nose if my nose started running. I won't really, but it's 7:59, so I'm really just going to go ahead and kick it off because I'm nervous and I ramble, tend to be all things. I think she just muted you guys. I think you're good now. I was really just chatting, but so Heather is going to kick this off, but I wanted to introduce Heather. And if you guys, I mean, most everybody probably knows her. And if you're here as somebody invited you to listen in about Topanga, I want you to know all about Heather. She is a gem. She has a heart of gold. And I wouldn't be here if she told me earlier she's going to tell you guys that she pulled my hair to get here, and she kind of did. She just kind of did, and I'll fill you more on that later. But she will break her back to do anything for you, and she will, go above and beyond. And I don't know, I could just sit here and talk all day about her, but I just wanted to introduce her to you. She is the leader of our pack, and I couldn't be more blessed to be surrounded by her. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to her to kick this off, and I'll be back soon.
I can't hear you, Heather.
Heather, you need to unmute yourself.
That might help. Y'all could hear me talking, huh? Well, I'll start all over then. Hot dog. Good. I get a second chance. All right. Everybody loves second chances, right? All right. So, well, thank you for that, Tommy. I'm so excited. I'm nervous too. Lord, I get nervous. I'm really excited though about this tonight. So here's what we're doing tonight. We're having our first Topanga Talk event. Yeah, y'all are going to have to mute yourselves because I don't know where it's at. So on your buttons at the bottom where the microphone is, it's on the right or the left-hand side of my screen. Just go ahead and mute yourself. And that way there won't be any, and then we'll unmute as we have question and answers. All right. So anyway, so this is called a Topanga Talk. And normally we have done these in events. We've done a talk about Topanga when I went to South Louisiana. I was actually supposed to get to go to Oklahoma a week and a half ago, I guess. And we ended up not being able to go because we had some sickness and my kids were in quarantine. So of course, things like that and this nature and where we're living right now are happening. So we're decided to make the best of it. And we're going to do a virtual one. So we're calling it a Topanga Talk. And what is a Topanga Talk? Well, a Topanga Talk to me is an up close and personal introduction into our products, our business, and kind of a look behind the scenes look at what Topanga really is, what it's done for you in your personal life, what it's done for me in my personal life. And the thing is, anybody can do these events. We're going to use these kind of as it's a resource for us, third-party validation, but we're also going to be able to share our stories. And we're going to be able to, it's an outlet for us. And also we can get together. And to me, this is better than a live video when we're on live on Facebook, because I can actually see your faces and hear what you're telling me and all the things. So Topanga Talks, that's what this is. So we're going to jump right in to why we're sharing. Why are we sharing about Topanga? Well, we absolutely love the product. People tell me all the time, probably one of the number one things that I am told is, I can't sell stuff. I'm not a seller, Heather. I don't want to sell. Yeah, y'all are gonna have to mute yourselves. I don't know if somebody can figure out how to mute and tell me, then I will, okay, there we go. Anyway. Okay. So people tell me all the time, I'm not a seller. I'm not going to sell. I'm not a good salesman. I can't do it. We're not asking you to sell this product. What's phenomenal about our company is that the products sell themselves. So don't ever count yourself out. And that's why I tell people, you've got to share the blessing. You don't want to count people out just because they say they might not be a good seller. I hate that word. I don't want to say that word. We're not sellers. We're sharing. We're sharing something that we love. And that is a difference. So that's why we share, is because we love what we have. So I'm going to kind of jump into my story. Here's what happened. I'm a Jesus loving wife, mother, and a salon owner, an entrepreneur, I guess now by trade. I absolutely love a side gig. I always have. It's probably my ADHD, to be very honest, but I like to have a couple of sticks in the fire, if you know what I'm saying. So when Topanga came along, for those of you who don't know, our CEO is Aaron. They live in our hometown. I actually live where Topanga Sense is made. My husband actually works at the warehouse. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. But anyway, so Aaron came in with this little brown bottle and was like, hey, listen, I know your salon, y'all love the bougie laundry detergent, and we did. We loved it. I didn't use it at the salon because it was way too expensive, but I would go and buy it and hide it from Sean in the upper cabinet. And he just thought I had found something really crazy when I was sneaking around buying this other brand, because I couldn't afford it. But I really liked it. And so anyway, she's like, Heather, just try it. And I was like, all right. So I tried it and we were hooked. I washed every towel and every cape in the salon, and the rest was pretty much history. I begged Aaron. I was in before, I guess, the company really even started. And then she was like, all right, we're going to do this. We've decided we're going to do a structure of an MLM, and I'm so excited. And I flipped out. I was so pumped. Madeline's actually on this call. I called her for one of my first, I was like, listen, and she's like, I can't. Okay. I wasn't expecting that, Madeline, but okay. So, I was so excited, and I got a no right off the bat, but it really didn't. I was like, okay, well, but then y'all, I started getting yeses, and it was insane. And I started sharing the product, and we were selling it in the salon. Everything was hunky dory. We were making extra income. I was cutting hair. Everything was peaches and cream. And then the pandemic hit. And when I tell you that they told us we couldn't come to work, I had just bought a brand new salon. I had just gotten a brand new big bank loan for all the brand new equipment that I wanted because it was gorgeous. And we had no income and could not work. Sean had recently lost his job. I had told him it was going to be fine. I was like, listen, we've got some money saved. Things are going to be fine. You're going to get a job. It's not going to be a problem. This was in December, pre-pandemic. Okay. So we're still pre-pandemic. And I'm like, listen, I'm moving into the salon in February. Everything's going to be gravy after that because you can help me move. Let's just wait till February. And then March happened. And March is when we got our working orders that said that we could not work in the salon anymore, and you better not be caught in it. And if you were caught in your salon or caught doing hair, then you were going to have your license taken away from you. So somebody that had never even met me could turn me in for doing hair in my salon. They could take my license, our livelihood, because now Sean doesn't have a job and now I'm unemployed. So all we've got is this side gig. So I went home and I went to work. And my side gig was Topanga, and it then became our full-time gig. I was literally driving around in my car in El Dorado, taking detergent, even to my ups man. Like, it was that crazy. And so that's kind of what happened. We ended up, I started working on Facebooks, on events, parties, anything that I could have. Madeline decided to do an event. She was doing her something, and she was like, hey, do you want to do your Topanga? I mean, I don't know if you do, but if you do it, let's do it. And I did. And the rest was kind of history. My full-time gig kind of became my part-time gig now. I absolutely love doing hair, and I have a very big business, but I've gotten to step away from some of that and get to be at home more with my kids. And I can't tell you, you can't put a price on that. So I'm going to tell you that our products are phenomenal. Why are our products great? Well, we're plant-based. We're cost efficient. We have no dyes. We're 1 and dioxinate free. I probably totally messed that up. But anyway, it's on the back of our bottle, I'll be happy to share it with you. We don't have any high brighteners in there. Tommy and I talked about that earlier. I was like, I'm totally going to butcher that, but it's super important. The 1 and 4 diox free. We're vegan, we're plant-based, and we use a very high scented perfume grade oil in our detergents that make it smell phenomenal. And you cannot beat its luxury and value. It meets, and it's just the perfect combination. And then now we've had other babies. We've got our multi-purpose cleaner. We've got our goat's milk soaps and lotions that are helping people across America with their eczema. And I did not even really, I was like, oh yeah, I like the lotion and soap. But it wasn't until I saw my cousin's hands and they were raw and cracked and bleeding. And after 6 days of using the lotion, and I was really thought she might've been pulling my leg, but she wasn't. She was being honest. It was phenomenal. And I didn't realize that goat's milk was that soothing, but it is. So we've got some really phenomenal products, and the business to me was a no-brainer. I started pushing Topanga and throwing myself into my business. And I loved it because I got to meet I have so many wonderful people on our team and friends. And I love the sense of community we have. And so with that being said, I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to have Tommy is going to kind of kick it off. I went after Tommy. She had messaged me one night. I'll tell you how this happened. She said, "Hey, does anybody know a Topanga rep?" on her Facebook status. And I was like, she knows I sell Topanga. How dare her not message me? So I jumped on that message. I sent her I said, hello, I sell Topanga. And I'm telling you, like, I know I'm saved and going to heaven. I knew Tommy was supposed to sell Topanga. And she's like, I just don't know. She said, well, how about this? What if you do this? And if you start getting some attraction, I'll think about it. And I was like, okay, that'll be fine. Well, go ahead and do that. I'll start, and then you can take over if it starts doing what you think it's not going to, because I really think she didn't believe me at this point. Oh, Tommy, and I'm going to let you tell him how that ended up, okay?
Okay, and she's not kidding, you guys. So first of all, if you guys don't know me, my name's Tommy Nicole. I've been here just at a year. August is my year anniversary, and to be honest with you, I didn't even know luxury laundry detergent was a thing, and it wasn't even on my radar. I didn't care about it. All I wanted was my front load washer to smell good. But with that being said, COVID, like many of us, wrecked my family's finances, and I was desperately seeking an avenue to help bring in some income. I was in a previous company and I'd been there for 2.5 years, and I thought I'd be there forever. But I worked my tail end off to still be at the same rank 2.5 years later. And so I was open, but I wasn't sure. And I was willing to do what God asked me to do. And I had been hitting my knees every night in my bedroom floor, pleading God for a miracle. And I'm gonna do my best not to cry. So lo and behold, God had me start these vendor events, something that just wasn't even on my radar. I was one of those people that turned my nose up at them and probably cursed the people that invited me to them, to be honest. And I decided to start one, and this is how I met Heather. And I told her, I said, I don't have the money to buy detergent, especially something that's, $20. To me at that time, that was expensive because I didn't even know if we were gonna pay our car payment, let alone groceries. And she's like, I'll send you some samples. So she convinced me to start this event. And so it was a 7-day event. My first 3 days, I didn't have any detergent. I went in there and I was promoting this stuff, talking about it like crazy, like it was my best friend and I knew everything about it. And I wouldn't say I was lying. I was kind of honest. By into day three, I had the detergent. And after that, it was history. This 7-day event had outperformed my 2.5 year business prior in 7 days. So I was like, okay, God, I'm all ears and I'm listening. I had no clue how I was going to talk about a laundry detergent. I'm a fitness professional by trade. If you see me most of the time, I mean, this is my get up. I really wanted to be fixed up for you guys tonight too, but this is when you hear the rest of my story at the end, you'll understand why I'm not. But you know, if you're here for a purpose, you'll hear it all the time that direct sales companies, they'll say, this is my company's the best. We have the best comp plan. We have the best products. I don't doubt that every direct sales company out there has phenomenal products and has a great comp plan and is a great place. I've been in a couple of them and they've all been great products and I still use the products, but you really have to just find where you fit. And God knew where I fitted, and this is it. Something that I never dreamed I would be using is something that is now supporting me now as a single mother of 3. And it's hard to talk about, but at the same time, Heather told me a couple weeks ago, she's like, you really need to lay it out there fully for people to understand just how much this business has blessed you. And I don't think people sometimes realize also that because it's direct sales, they can't do it. And that's stuff that's stuck up here. So with that being said, when I lay my story out for you guys tonight fully, I want you to take that and I want you to apply it to your life and see where what's holding you back and where you can move forward. I'm no stranger to laying it all out there, ugly and all, because I feel like if my story can help one person, one of you, anybody down the road, then it's beneficial. And that's why God gave me this platform. So I'm going to turn it back over to Heather, and then you'll hear the rest of my story before I leave.
All right. So we're going to talk about the business aspect of it. So people say, a lot of the questions I get asked is, well, tell me what it is about your company. So business aspects of Topanga Sense were that, well, first and foremost, we're a baby company. We're brand new. A lot of you were in pre-launch. Some of you weren't. Some of you were. Some of you just gotten in. But we're still a baby company. We haven't even had our first anniversary yet. That's actually not even until November that we'll be a year old. We have an amazing comp plan. Our distributors are paid top dollar. Our comp plan pays out a lot of money up front, which I love. We make 30% of everything that we sell that goes directly through our website. Plus we make our downline commissions. So one great thing is people ask me, they're like, well, how much does it cost to get started? Well, we have 3 kits and there's no fee to start, except for we do have this whopping fee a month. It's $2.50. And right now you can't even buy a cup of coffee for that. And that runs your website. That gets everybody into you where you place your orders. That runs your back office. So for $2.50 a month, I can help you change your life. And that's what I tell people, because that's the truth. They're like, no, it can't be that cheap. There's got to be some more fees. I'm like, no, that's not. You buy your kit and you get started. Now our kits we got all kinds of prices on those. You can get in for as low as $65. And when I tell people that, they're like, $65? Nuh-uh, it's more than that. No, it's not. So for $65 and $2.50 a month, we can start your business, which I love. We don't have any minimums to buy, which is another great thing. People ask all the time, well, what's the minimum? Do you have to stay, whatever? The only time that we even have anything to do with a minimum is if you've started making a downline and you've got people underneath you working their business and you're wanting to earn the commissions off of that, then you're going to want to sell $250 a month. And I can tell you very quickly that if you've already got that kind of downline, I can promise you're going to be able to get your 250 in really easy because you're working your business. And so I love that Aaron and Seth, when they were given the opportunity about the business, they were asked by Big Corp to go into them and they did not want to do it. Their heart was the people. And that is something that I absolutely love about the business of Topanga, is the heart of the company. And so possibilities, what are the possibilities with your company? Are people do you still have any room for growth? Well, here's what I tell people. We've got about 5,000 distributors nationwide right now, give or take. Now, some of those are not working their business. Some of those are what I like to call our discounters. And that's fantastic. They sign up just for the discount. Some of you on this call might be like, well, I just want to get in for the discount. Fabulous. Here's what I've seen happen. I know people who've gotten in for the discount on my team and are now directors, earning big money. I'm talking thousands, $1,000 a month plus, just off of their downline commission. And they're like, okay, great, go team. And they're working, but it's not as hard as you would think it would be. We're just sharing what we love. And we have this wonderful community that's been built and that everybody is involved in. And I absolutely love it. In September the 13th in 1963, this is just a little stat for you, okay? A little company with a pink Cadillac was formed, Mary Kay Cosmetics. She opened her first store. Mary Kay Ash opened her first store in Dallas, Texas. At that time, they just had their 53rd anniversary, by the way. They now have 2.4 million consultants. And that's not nationwide, people, that's globally. So to tell you that you're getting in on the front end of a company that I know will be global at some point, because let's just face it, if Mary Kay can do it with eyeshadow, every mother that I know in America wants some good smelling detergent, and daddies, anybody. Detergent is something that we are going to use every day on a daily basis, just about. And if you're not washing that many clothes, well, lucky you, because I'm needing to wash it at least 2 or 3 loads a day. So get in for the discount, because you're going to want it, mamas. I'm telling you, you're going to be like me, hiding the detergent in the counter, praying your husband doesn't find it, or front price tag. So that just gives you a little perspective. We've got about 5,000. So we have enormous room for growth. The business potential is phenomenal. We make a phenomenal paycheck on our comp plan that Aaron and them have laid out for us. We're now in our very first incentive trip. We've got girls on this call right now that are earning their way to California. The dream is there. You've just got to see the vision. And everybody that's been on this journey with me, maybe they're just doing it for a car note. Maybe they're just doing it for grocery money. There's all kinds of ways and things that motivate us and our whys are all going to be different. But at the end of the day, the business aspect of it is that this is a phenomenal time to get into our business, and we want you with us, even if it's just for the discount. But if you're ready to run and be a peak director in Topanga Sense, then we're ready to take you there. So whoever invited you tonight, you're going to want to get with them after this and talk about the biz aspect of it. But we just kind of want to be the voice. But I want you to get some perspective. Again, I'm going to throw it back to Tommy. I've kind of told you about the business and why I started telling you why I think Topanga is phenomenal. And Tommy's going to kind of go into some of that as well. But I don't want you to think that just because you didn't get in, like right when we started, we're still at the very beginning stages. So it's not too late. In fact, it's right. The time is now. All right, Tommy.
I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay. So now y'all get to hear my story. Why Topanga? And I think, Mary, that makes my heart happy. Okay. So Heather and I decided I probably should talk about why Topanga because of my story. And if you guys know my story, you're probably going to cry right along with me, but my story's not easy. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been an easy year. And I thought 2020 was hard. 2021 has been even harder for me. And this company has kept me going. The people, the owners, Heather, the team has kept me going, even when I felt like I couldn't move forward. So March 2021, this year, I followed God's direction in separating from my husband. And I have 3 young children. I have a 6-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, and I have a 8-month-old. And at the time, my daughter was 2 months old. And it's not something that I was really wanting to do, but I felt like for my marriage and for the direction of my life, it needed to be done. And so I moved into a camper. Here I be. And I followed that, you guys, has been a trial after trial after trial. So from March until about April, May, I was pretty quiet. I hardly worked my business. I did a little bit here and there, but then finally in May, I just pulled up my big girl pants and I told myself I had to do this. If I did not want to go back to a 9 to 5, and put my children in daycare and not be able to pick up my son or be there for my son, then I had to do it. And then I just started to make headway. And I'm not here to toot my own horn because I'm not that type of person. I'm proud to say I'm a very humble person. But if you in the group, in the team page at all, you see that I've been on the leaderboards. That's something I've never accomplished in my entire life. And I owe that all to God, because I've trusted God and I followed what he's asked me to do. And I feel like because I've done that, he's showing me kind of my reward. But with that being said, like I said in the beginning, the company, the give back, the community of all of this is really what's kept me here and kept me going. So with that being said, I want you guys, there's a few things I want to share with you about the company besides my story is, just last week, Louisiana was hit with a huge hurricane again. And I can't tell you what I saw on the back end. I had surgery and I've been sick. So on the backside, I was helping on the backside, but I watched what unfold before me. And it was this team, the community, Topanga, come together and give back to family, friends, people in Louisiana who were devastated, who lost everything. And for me, that's something that I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of something that's bigger and that I can say we had a hand in that and that we were able to bless people. Not only that, Topanga stepped out with giving back to a foundation, a nonprofit. It's called Team Corey. And before we close out, I'm going to let Heather talk more on that, but I just wanted to touch on it because when a company can go above and beyond and give back to people who are in need and take a portion of their profits and give back to something, that speaks volumes for the company, you guys. It says, we're here to care about the people. And like Heather talked about, they could have chose big corporate and could have gone, put a ton of money in their pocket, but they cared about the people. And if you're here, you're familiar with the owners. Aaron, it's not too often you can say the owner of a company has, supported you and patted you on the back and said she's going to pray for you and said, done the things outside of that. So with that being said, you guys, this place, this right here, this detergent is not just a detergent. It's about community. It's about family. It's about showing people what we want in this world. I mean, if you look around, there is nothing but hate and evil and hurt. And who wants to be a part of that? Nobody. So if we as detergent can shine our light and share our stories, yeah, it's hard sometimes to put yourself out there. I mean, it's hard to tell you guys that I'm living in a camper. I mean, we just bought another one that I'm actually remodeling that I'm going to be living in permanently for a while. That's another story, but you know, it's hard to share that. Here I am, 39 years old with 3 young kids, but at the same time, I believe God has a purpose for that. And so whatever it is you're going through, I want to encourage you to use that for your weapon, because people need to hear your story. Also, I have one more thing I was supposed to talk about. Heather, what did I forget? I have forgot it. I know it. Hold on. I get to rambling. Oh, your why. Your why, which you heard my story. That's my why, because I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to be separated from my kids. I want my kids to know and to see what their mama has done, living in a camper, taking care of them, giving them their time. And at the same time at night, just like my little girl, I don't know if you guys were on here early, you got to see her come over here and I had to tell her, Mama's got to work. So you've got to stay in there till I get done. It's hard sometimes, but at the same time, they get to see that and see the rewards that come out of that. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Heather to end off with Team Corey, because I think that's something very vital she needs to talk about. And then we'll probably open it up for question and answer and anything else that you guys have.
Okay, so thank you very much, Tommy. You know, I love your story. As we were saying, we're leading up to something. The reason I wanted to kind of talk about Team Corey. So what I love is that the sense of community that Topanga has started, this kind of, it's almost a culture of itself. And I know that they know, I don't know if they know they've done it, but they're doing it and they're doing it so well. But I also think that the people who are involved with Topanga are doing that, and they have an influence on that. And that being said, so my friend was Corey Grossbechtelheimer, who the foundation is actually started for, and Seth. If you were at convention, for those of you who don't know, at convention, we released a brand new product. And for every product that is sold, $1 goes to the Team Corey Cancer Foundation. And that is a foundation that I helped start for my friend Corey. There's several of us on the board. Her mom and sister are both on there, because Corey's dream when she was actually pretty much on her deathbed was that we would be able to continue the fight. Because at the end, Corey fell in a category that she could not get help. They made too much money, but she couldn't get help because it was so expensive. And so she needed some trial drugs. And they came to me and said, listen, we got to do this fundraiser and we got to have the money now because we don't have much time. Corey wanted to make it to Sloan's and Rob's birthday. There was a birthday milestone that she really wanted to hit, and she wanted to stay alive until we hit that birthday. We also had to find an Elsa dress. And if any of you know, the craze about a couple years ago with Elsa dress when Frozen came out was insane. And it's crazy that I remember, but that was the two things that I had to do. I had to find an Elsa dress, and we found it. I paid a lot of money for it, and it was worth every penny because Corey got to give it to Sloan one of the last nights that she was actually coherent. And then we started the foundation. And so that money and the way that Topanga has been able to give back, and they're going to give back to more foundations. It's not going to stop with Team Corey. But another one of my really, really good friends was Madeline, that's on the call. And Madeline was a breast cancer survivor and a fighter. And she is a phenomenal example of what I want to be when I grow up. And she's actually going to be doing the Topanga talk for our event that we have coming up September the 18th. We're going to be involved in the run for Team Corey Cancer Foundation. And then Madeline's actually going to do a training. And I was elated. She actually didn't even tell me. I had to hear it from somebody else. I knew that I thought they were going to ask her, but I didn't know. And then she's like, I'm doing the training. Madeline, can you unmute? Anyway, so I'm thrilled to get to hear her story, and that our company cares that much about certain things. And I just think it's a phenomenal way of life, I guess, pretty much the Topanga way of life. Madeline, I'm so excited. You know, girl, I'm ready. So anyway, that being said, we really do have a sense of community. Like Tommy was talking about, we had some girls on our team that were really hurt by the hurricane, and one of them was coming through. Lauren and Dana had both started, boots on the ground as soon as it was, headed our way. They already had a list, and Lauren had put a graphic out, and they were taking donations, and people were sending money. And we collected some stuff and sent some stuff with Nikki on her way back through, she actually came through Arkansas and headed back down south. And so we sent her carload full, and we've actually still been collecting stuff. And I can't tell you how happy that makes my heart. I found joy in doing hair for a lot of years and helping women feel good about themselves. But I find a different joy and I find a different vision with this type of work. And I absolutely love it. And I think you could too. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to get in and be some crazy Topanga lady. I mean, you probably will, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. But what's great is you can work your business as little or as much as you want to, and you can be involved in as little as much as you want to. And I am thankful for the opportunity. So with that being said, I'm going to open it up for questions. If anybody has a question or wants to type anything, you can unmute yourself. I don't know if we have anybody here. If it's not, I know we had a bunch of people that ended up not being able to get on because it's crazy time, but we got 24 people on here. So if you've got a question or anything like that, now's the time to jump on. You can unmute yourself and ask. I'm going to mute myself back. That way, if anybody wants to say anything, they can. Has anybody got any questions?
I don't see any. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I'm grateful for each and every one of you, whether you're somebody here checking us out or just another distributor here to, see what this is all about. Anything helps and anything's a blessing. And so I hope that you guys can take this for what it's worth and use it, pay forward. But I just want you to know that I'm blessed by each and every one of you. And thank you for being here.
Me too. So the reason we wanted to do this tonight was so that to show you guys that on our team and as a whole that we can do things virtually, even though we might not want to. A Topanga talk, a taco about Topanga, whatever you want to call it, can be done virtually. And I just think that you have to share your heart and share what we already know and love. And if you do that and are genuine, then that's going to come across in our message. And that's what I hope that you got tonight. So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you all so much and have a great night. Okay. We'll talk to you later.